it's Jodes here from The 7 Effect, and in this training I want to take you through some of the top tips that came out of a webinar I did a couple of weeks ago for a whole bunch of coaches, consultants and experts who are looking to fill up their coaching calendar in 2021. And the webinar got rave reviews, and I wanted to just give you some of the highlights from the event so that you can take this forward and either jump in the Jumpstart with us, so we'll all go on this journey together, or at least take away some tips that you can start implementing right now to get more clients, more cash flow, and more free time into your life. So whether you're in business already or you're right at that start where you're starting to entertain the idea of launching your own business, this is really relevant for you. Essentially, I specialize in helping people who are either at that startup or that struggling phase. And the mission is to get you to making 6 figures a year, working part-time, doing what you love. So if that sounds good, buckle up, let's get into the training. So I'm just going to share my slides with you. So we don't need much about this, it's just the cover slide. If you don't know who I am, I thought I should just give you a bit of an overview. So my name's Jodie Nevid. I'm the co-founder and co-author of The 7 Effect. The 7 Effect is a coaching, consulting and events based business, or actually we're probably more education than consulting, I would say. And basically our book is the story of how me and Amy, a couple of besties who met in the corporate world, decided, you know what, we're going to quit our jobs and we are going to launch the business of our dreams. And everything we did was really aligned with the 80-20 principles. Now, if you're not familiar with the 80-20 principles, it's from the Pareto principle, and it was popularized by a guy called Richard Koch, who wrote the 80-20 principle and Living the 80-20 way. Basically, we help people build businesses and create lives and be effective leaders using 80-20 philosophies. Everything we do is designed to be low effort and high reward. And so I'm also a lifestyle entrepreneur and business coach. This is a snapshot of me with some of my beautiful clients at our Brain Body Business Bali retreat in 2019. And I love that my work is my life in many fun ways. And it doesn't mean that my work consumes me. It means that my work has been designed to essentially be the stuff that I want to do with my life. So what I mean by a lifestyle entrepreneur, and I coach people who want to be lifestyle entrepreneurs, is we build businesses that are designed to give us the life that we desire. That's really what that means. And then over this side, I am also your everyday normal old mum and partner. So we are a blended family. That's my partner, Jason, at the back here, and then he has 3 kids, Cooper, Ella hiding in the back there, and Gracie. And then this is my son Jazz here. And Jazz as well is a lifestyle entrepreneur. We took Jazz out of school when he was 16 years old at the end of year 10 to pursue his passion for personal training. There's a lot of P's for you. Jazz is now 19, 3 years into his business, making great money, and also managed to bank over 40K ready to buy his first investment property. So he's a chip off the old block. I recently have also been dubbed the fairy godmother for women in business because my mission is to help women achieve their impossible goals in business and have fun doing it. Essentially, at the 7 Effect, we work with people across 3 streams. We help them sort out their messy life. We help them step up to become an effective leader. And then ultimately, we help them create freedom in a lifestyle business. Now, here's the thing I want you to know, and this is a hot tip getting into it right away. In order to have the successful lifestyle business, you do need to understand how to be a successful leader, and you do need to know how to design a great life for yourself, because if you get any of those things wrong, they start to leak out and cause problems in other areas. Behind every great financially free lifestyle entrepreneur is within them. When I say behind, it's not like the man standing behind them or some great person behind them. Behind them as in really beneath them or inside of them is the ability to lead, to step up and to take ownership and to make things happen. And then beneath all great leaders, and I know this because I've spent time in the corporate world, is a wonderful life where someone is lit up and passionate rather than stressed out and burning out. So when we work with people, we really go across all three areas. I've grown up in business. I'm a lifestyle entrepreneur. This is what I looked like when I started my first business. I'm actually a pottery artist by trade. So my first business was making drums and percussion instruments out of ceramics at my pottery wheel. Think Ghost, Unchained Melody. And this is a picture of me, 22 years old, happy hour on a beach in Ecuador, South America, after just cashing in with a big deal, selling up and deciding, you know what, I'm going to go traveling the world. 4 years later, I returned back home, pregnant, married, and ready to get back into business once my son turned 1 again. I started making drums and percussion instruments, and the business just took off. I used my passion for marketing to build a big following, and we also got international distributors. And this was all pre-social media, by the way. We were in the press all of the time. I mean, my drums were even given out as prize packages on the Wheel of Fortune and Price is Right. We were in the newspaper all of the time, and I was often appearing on different local TV shows being interviewed. So it was fantastic. Everything exploded. And I have to say, a huge gratefulness goes to these folks here and this book. So this book, you've probably heard of it. It's Think and Grow Rich. I'm just trying to move out the way so you can see it. And these people are not my parents, but my grandparents. So I'm a shotgun baby. That's me when I was 2 years old there. My mum and dad were only 18 and 19 when they accidentally fell pregnant with me, and then boom, decided to get married. And this is my Nana and Papa. Nana and Papa were only 40 and 42 when I came along. But here's the thing. Papa had read and studied this book from at the age of, 18 or 19. As a very young man, he decided to make this book his Bible. And he said to Nana, Shirl, by the time we are in our 40s, we are going to be financially free. And sure enough, Papa did it. And then they became grandparents by surprise. But here's the thing. I was conditioned from a very young age in many different ways to make money work for me so I don't have to work so hard for it. And my Nana and Papa taught me to live life on my terms. They traveled the world. They always had an abundance for family, and they did incredible things. And that's the life that I always wanted. And I had that. In fact, I'm really lucky to have spent the best part of my life doing what I love. However, there was a time that isn't me where my life looked a little bit like this. So whilst I've spent most of my life working for myself in my own lifestyle businesses, there was a 7-year stint where the wheels kind of fell off and I landed in the corporate world. I worked as a leadership trainer and an executive coach because the success of my businesses put me onto the stage and I became a public speaker. And anyway, we don't need to get into the big backstory of it, but in about 2006, the wheels fell off of life. The catalyst was a relationship breakup. And so I had to sell off all my investments. I closed down my business. And for the first time ever, I got a real job. Now, I had no idea about the corporate world and what went on because prior to that, my workspace was Womadelaide Music Festival and the Fringe Festival and Woodford Folk Festival where I'd set up shop and sell my drums, or it was in my own studio, Mud Drum Australia, which was like a ceramics and pottery studio where we made drums. And so anyway, I got my job. I'd trot off in peak hour traffic every day, suit on, laptop, trolley bag. And for about 2 years, it felt super exciting and wonderful. But pretty soon, I became a stressed out single mum who was a workaholic through the day and a social alcoholic on the weekends. And it got to the point where I just started hating my life. And so there was a moment where I had a bit of a wake-up call, and in that moment I decided, you know what, this isn't me. I was meant to be financially free by the time I was 40, like Nana and Papa. And so I made a decision to change things, and it started with a blueprint. And I thought, you know, if I'm going to change it, I want to change it to something that I really want. And this is the first thing that I recommend that you do, is get really clear on your own blueprint. And when I say a blueprint is we don't need a big sketched out map like this. We need a few dot points. How much money do you want to earn? I knew I wanted to make 6 figures a year because that was what I was used to in the corporate world. I was on 130K. I thought I want to make 130K, but I want to do it working part-time. I only wanted to work 3 days a week, and I decided that Tuesday to Thursday should be my work week. I also decided as a single mum that school holidays sucked trying to work and juggle a child, so I wanted to take all of the school holidays off. And I wanted to reconnect with traveling. Since I was working full-time, I never went overseas again. I just forgot about all my goals. So that was my blueprint. First step for you, what is your business blueprint? And here's the thing, once I got the blueprint down and I started doing the right things, we created it. And so my life no longer looked like this stressed out single mum flopping on the couch at the end of the day, but it looks more like this. And this is what my life looks like currently. My partner, Jason, and I are able to travel the world. That's us there in Miami. I got paid to go over there and do some work with a client. That's us there in New York. Again, I was there and I got to interview Kimra Luna, a very famous marketer. We got to go and be flown over to a client, one of my clients' 40th birthday. She hired in Fiji, Cloud9, and have an epic private party over there. We get to take the family on amazing holidays to the Gold Coast and to the snow. And, you know, my life is just something that my dreams used to be made of. And so I love the fact that this whole ability to travel the world is not something only that I get to do with my family, but it's also something that I do with my clients now as well. Before we get into a couple of teachings, I want to just share with you some statistics about the industry that I work in. So I'm in the coaching and education space. The knowledge industry is worth over $1 billion a day and growing every single day. The coaching industry is worth over $2 billion a year. So if we take just the coaching industry alone and we say, okay, if we want to make $120,000 a year, we only need the tiniest slice of the pie for you and your business to make your 120, because 0.0005% of $2 billion is $120,000. And I really want you to understand that in order to make good money, $150,000, $300,000 a year, you don't need to do all the things for all the people and have all the clients. You just need a really small pocket of good quality clients. The other thing that I want you to understand is the knowledge and coaching industries are the fastest growth industries on the planet next to IT. As businesses are closing down and jobs are being dissolved, this space is really actually rising up. Coaches also have some of the highest employment rates in Australia because they have a skill set that spans across many different modalities. The demand for coaches is absolutely increasing. However, I want you to know that as more and more enter the arena, you must know how to position yourself correctly and deliver results. And that's what I want to talk about in this training. Some other interesting facts. I think you should get a copy of this book if you want to start a business or if you're already in business and you don't understand the opportunities in this space. Jobs right now, they used to grow 1.7 times faster than the population between 1948 and 2000. Since 2000, the population has grown 2.4 times faster than jobs. Since COVID, jobs have actually shrunk incredibly. Like the COVID virus has actually proved to us that this old school notion of a safe, secure job is no longer your safe, secure option. So please understand the potential and the importance of getting into this space. If you want to be financially free, if you want to have financial security, you, my friend, are your best bet. Building your own source of revenue through what you know, rather than depending on a corporate company or an employer to keep you on the books, is much more sustainable. The key is to doing it properly. So my mission is to help you build a business that actually makes money. This is the key. A lot of people are in business but not making a lot of money. So I want you to build a business that actually makes you money and creates freedom. I'm a lifestyle entrepreneur, so the business owners that I work with have a big value for freedom. It's not about building a business by grinding and hustling and crashing. It's about building a business that creates the lifestyle that you want. So let's talk about, first and foremost, I might move over this way. Look at me having to move around everywhere. The 3 big mistakes that I want you to avoid, and these are the 3 biggest mistakes I see coaches making every single day as they start out. And women are the worst for this. Number 1, your pricing. Please do not price yourself cheap as chips. Being low value is a very bad idea. Number 2 is your program design. Please understand that charging by the hour or linking the value of your cost to the time spent delivering it is a really bad idea. We want to focus on high value results-based programs. That's what I teach clients to build. One high value results-based program is all you need to do to get to 6 figures a year. And then finally, do not position yourself as what I call the jack of all trades, with the toolbox where you can kind of be an all-rounder and do a little bit of everything for everybody. I'm going to get into a little bit later the value of the hierarchy of value and where you need to be positioned instead. So don't make those mistakes. I want you to stop it right away if you are. So now you're probably going, well, okay, Jody, great. I'll stop doing that. But how? What do I do instead? So let's get into it, shall we? The first one is all about crunching your numbers. So pricing is the big mistake. Let's get your pricing right. Now, I created a tool. You can get a copy of it here at thecoachescalculator.com. It's an Excel spreadsheet and it does the numbers for you. When you download it, you also get some training with me to work through it. But basically, and in this program, our 7 Steps to 6 Figures program, we teach you how to use this, and I coach you through the process. But basically, it's going to do 3 things. Based on your income and your lifestyle goals, it's going to calculate what your rates should be. Not your hourly rates, but what you need to be charging per day, per week, and how we need to be pricing your programs in order to achieve that. The other thing that it's going to do is it's going to introduce you to the 7 different value generators. I'll talk a little bit more about those in a moment, but basically as a coach or a consultant, you need to understand these value generators, and you only need to pick one and build your program around that model so that you can make 6 figures a year working part-time. And then finally, the most exciting thing that it's going to do is it's going to help you unlock your fastest path to your goal income. And that's usually with just one HVP. Now, HVP stands for High Value Program. By the way, if you want to get your copy of the Coach's Calculator, you can go there. If you join the program below the 7 Steps to 6 Figures, you'll get a copy of this plus an extended version where we also have some weekly tracking on your progress around a whole number of things. But step 1 is crunch your numbers. I want you to meet Suzanne. She's a client that I worked with, and when we first started working together, she had a background in as a personal trainer. She'd just studied some hypnosis and NLP, but she was earning less than $65 an hour. She was the classic generalist. She was helping people quit smoking. She was helping people with their goals. She was helping people with their issues over here. But really what she wanted to do was help women with their health. So we sat down, we did what I call the great unpack. Suzanne had a private 2-hour session with me, and then we crunched her numbers. We realized that with the way she was going, she was never going to be able to make any serious money in business. And so I said, I want to do all of your best bits in one high value program, Suzanne. So together we designed what is now her famous 5-in-4 program. She launched it out using the 7 Steps to 6 Figures kind of case study scenario for $750. Now, when I suggested that she should charge at least $750 for it, Suzanne was like, oh, I'm used to trying to sell, I'm struggling to sell $65 hour sessions. How am I going to get someone to pay $750? Anyway, within a couple of weeks, you can't see there, but in her first few weeks, I think she got like 9 people enrolled. 9 people at $750 is a good amount of money. Get out your calculator. My brain's not fast enough to do the numbers. But here's the best bit. 12 months later, Suzanne's same program has evolved a bit through tweaking and testing and improving, sells for $2,200. She is fully booked 3 months in advance, and her business consistently makes $11,000 plus and growing. This was after her first 11 months, $11,000 a month, every month. So that is the power of getting your pricing right. If she had have kept going the way she was, she would never be where she is today. Step number 2, understand the DNA of the 7 value generators. So remember I talked about the coach's calculator. You can learn these within our program, 7 Steps to Six Figures. We unpack the DNA of each of these, but I want to give you a quick overview. And in fact, in the 7 Steps to Six Figures, we talk not just about how to build them, but also how to position them out in the marketplace. So firstly, you can have coaching programs. I recommend a 3 to 6 month period, and always bundle it up, never charge by the hour. Make it a package price focused on a particular result. You can create a 1-day workshop. You've probably heard of the Fish philosophies. There's a book called Fish. It's about workplace cultures. Anyway, they turned that book into a workshop. They launched that workshop. It was a phenomenal success. They now license that workshop globally. It's a $1 billion industry. No, probably million. I'm a queen of exaggerators, but it's a multi-million dollar business. Maybe billion, I don't know. You can create a group program. That's all just from one day workshop, by the way. You can create a group program. Now, I just need to explain the difference between a group program and a mastermind. A group program could be delivered online in Zoom, where you're meeting with people face to face, or in a room. But basically, everyone arrives at the same time and they go on the journey together and they land in the same place at the same time. So you take a group of people on a designed journey to achieve a particular outcome. Mastermind is a bit more like a mashup, usually very high end. You can get people jumping in and out. We have a mastermind where we take 5 people a month into the program between February and November. It's the kind of program where you get coaching, you get mastermind training, you get resources, you get accountability, you get all of those things together, and you don't have to follow the curriculum with the group. You carve your own path in there based on where you're at and what your needs are. So you can build a mastermind around a particular result. And then you can also create an online program. Now, with the online program here, I'm just going to put an amber light over it because I say tread with caution. So the type of online program I'm talking about here is a evergreen online program where literally you don't show up, they just clock in, and there's pre-recorded modules and tools and downloads that people can buy from you. Now, an online program is fantastic. It's literally the way to make money while you sleep. However, it should never, ever be your first rodeo. You must do time in the arena with these things first before you even attempt to create an online program. And not all of those things. You literally just pick one, or this one, or that one, or that one. You do one, you pick that, you get to know your clients deeply, and then you turn that into an online program, and that's how you scale up to go beyond 6 figures and into 7 figures. And then finally, we have the retainer and the partnership. So the retainer is fantastic if you are not a front person who actually wants to work with people or coach people or teach people, but maybe you've got a skill set like you're awesome at managing Facebook ad accounts, or you are really good at tech support, or you are a master at writing policies and procedures or copywriting or whatever it might be. I have a photographer on a retainer. I have a tech support person on a retainer. I have a graphic artist on a retainer. And what a retainer is I pay them an agreed monthly fee every single month for them to be part of my team and do a set amount of work. And what I love about the retainer is it takes away, they don't charge by the hour. We're not clocking up and banking things. They get a consistent income. I get a consistent team member. It's a real win-win. Here's what I want you to know about the retainer. You can do a retainer. So for example, my photographer is $1,500 a month. My Facebook ads manager is $2,000 a month. Let's say you're a Facebook ads manager and you're really good at it. You have to be good at it if you're going to be charging $2,000 a month. And then you're going to get 5 clients. That's all you need for the year, 5 clients, and you're making $120,000 a year. That's it. Love the retainer model. And then also there's the partnerships. Now, when I talk about partnerships, it's not go out and get a business partner. It's partner with an organization to deliver a particular result. We did that in the leadership program, in the leadership space in our business, in our second year of business, and that's what allowed us to make over $279,000 with just a small number of clients. So again, I talk more about those in the program of how you build these, but it's important that you understand you only need one. I want you to meet Trish. So Trish started with me doing the 7 Steps to 6 Figures program and then upgraded into the Lifestyle Business Builder. She's an amazing sound healer. And again, when I first started working with Trish, she was earning probably less than $60 an hour. Massive money blocks because she's in the healing arts space. And in that healing arts space, there are massive money blocks. I got to tell you, a lot of people struggle to make money in that space. But then there are a few, 80-20 again, who are really crushing it. And the issue is, I think that people think that there's some evilness connected to money or greed. And so Trish was afraid, in fact, terrified of putting her prices up because she thought that her clients and her community would start to judge her and think that she was greedy and mean. Anyway, we took her magical gifts and she joined the 7 Steps. Trish showed up to every single call. She resisted a lot of the ideas that I put forward. And I got to a point where I really just looked Trish in the eye and I said, Trish, do you want to make money in business or not? Because if you don't want to make money, then keep telling me the same old stories. But if you do want to make money, then let's do something different because you're not making money right now. And she was like, okay, Jody. And so anyway, beautiful Trish was able to be coached in a tough way. And I can be a bit of a tough coach, just a heads up there. Not in a mean way, but I want you to make money in your business. And so I'm going to challenge you and stretch you to do that. Long story short, we got Trish to a point where she was ready to develop her high value program and she designed the Reset Your Life program. She got 5 people into her case study round. I think it was like $550. She'd never charged that much for anything before. That's a couple of $1,000s coming in. And then that program went on to become $750 and $890. And now I think she sells it for $1,250. And during her time in the case study or the month after the case study, Trish had her biggest income month in 10 years in business. So this was pretty stupid of me being here. I realize that now. But anyway, you get that. She's now working with me to convert her Reset Your Life program into an online evergreen because she's got runs on the board, she knows how it works, and then she's ready to truly make money while she sleeps. Third and final tip, this is the one, positioning yourself. So this is called the hierarchy of value, my friends. Now, what I see a lot of people doing is, as I said before, being the jack. Whoops, where are we? Down here. Do not be the jack. Oops, I should chop that out and put it over here. Oh, let's go back. See, this is fun to play with this stuff, but only when it works. Let's go back and do this. Now I can move my messy writing over there. So do not be the jack. The jack is the generalist. They work the longest hours for the lowest pay. What happens when you go to the GP and you've got something specific wrong with you that they can't work out? They'll say, oh, we'll send you, oops, wrong thing, to the specialist. And guess what? The specialist is going to cost a lot more money and they're not going to spend as much time with you maybe even. And so here's the thing. A specialist works in a particular niche area. I think, sure, be a specialist, but there's a better place to go. So we're going to give this an amber light. It's good. Specialist is, I'm not just a general coach, I'm a business coach. I specialize in helping people build businesses. We can then become a certified specialist, which means, you know what? I'm now certified with my piece of paper to say I can do this. There's a board or some body that have decided to make themselves an authority to give me a seal of approval. Now, I put an amber light on certified specialist again because I think a lot of people get caught up with pieces of paper thinking that's what's going to bring them clients. Tony Robbins the amazing Anthony Robbins, who is the highest paid coach on the planet, has a great statement where he says, I don't have a PhD or any certifications or qualifications to do what I do. I have no formal training or permission. But here's what I do have. I have a PhD in results, and that's what positions you as an authority expert or an expert authority. This is the space that I want you to start being. Results focused, high value, expert in your field. Once you're there, then through the magic of social media, you can start becoming famous for what you do. B grade, C grade, Z grade celebrity. Meet Catherine. So when I first met Catherine, she already had a massive global community. So Catherine is an Australian Muslim. She's an Aussie local chick. In fact, she rents an office right here in the Life Design Studio where I run my business from. And she had this incredible community of women, Muslim women all over the world. Thousands of people in her community. But guess what Catherine was doing? She was giving it all away for free, or charging these really low prices for these monthly memberships where she had these massive churn rates and big issues and lots of, it was a lot of high effort, low reward. So she joined the 7 Steps to Six Figures business challenge with me at the start of 2020. She actually got, I'm pretty sure, and I could be exaggerating here, it's either hundreds, but I think she might have even got thousands of leads through that because she's got thousands of clients. In fact, in 2020, Catherine did a summit where she had over 1,500 people register with 45 countries across the world. Like, this woman has reach, which is cool, but what she didn't have was a high value program or a simplified version in her business. So we worked together. It took me a while, I have to admit. Catherine got incredible results in the 7 weeks in her lead generation, but she wasn't straight away ready to touch the stuff that she'd spent the last X amount of years in her business doing. But over the time, she ended up coming on into the Lifestyle Business Builder Mastermind with me as well. We worked deeper and deeper, and that we remodeled and repositioned everything. We also repositioned her as the expert in her space. Now Catherine is signing contracts for $10,000. In fact, the moment we repositioned her as the go-to consultant for Muslim schools, within a week, Catherine got that contract in, and now she's playing in a much bigger space. She's not selling $49 a month memberships. She's selling $10,000 plus contracts. It's all because we shift the focus onto results. So the massive message that I want to leave you here is, please, in everything you do, you must be results focused and you must be high value. If you don't understand how to do that deeply in your own business, then I would absolutely love to help you do that. In fact, these are some of the results that my clients are getting consistently, and these are different posts and messages that I get on a daily basis. Have a look at this from Tony Everard. Oh my God, I had to celebrate this with someone. She posted this into our Business Builder community. Guys, I've just checked my accounts and realized I've invoiced over $100,000 this financial year already. Now, this was posted in November. The financial year was July, August, September, October, November. So it was posted at the start of November too, by the way. 4.5 months of a year, she's already invoiced over $100,000. Here's Trish, level 6, $6,300. Pretty good for someone who was usually making about $1,000 or $2,000 a month. My biggest earning month for over a decade. So these are real people getting real results. Ali, who's in our Lifestyle Business Builder program, level 6, Yahoo, biggest month in business ever. And she said if it wasn't for the new rules for not releasing funds after the event from Eventbrite, she'd be on level 7. So these are all women who started their business, had no idea what they were doing in the first instances, and now they are making serious money. I have to share this with you. These are some text messages from one of my clients, Sue Ruslin, who has a business called Talking Dental. She runs a dental consulting business where she goes into businesses and she helps them improve their performance and their productivity by focusing on their people and culture. Sue has worked all her life as a practice manager and a dental hygienist. We packed up her skills, knowledge, and experience into her high value program, which she never imagined she could ever sell to any dentist, because she was telling me dentists are tight asses. Now here she is, her 3rd year in business. Guess what? Signed up 100K in the last 3 weeks. So it's no longer 100K in a few months, it's in a few weeks. She also learned how to do webinars, and she sold 10 $4,000 programs into her webinar. That's $40,000 in an afternoon. She also got, let me get out the way, 72 registered for the call. Amazing. 37 attended that she can follow up with. And her new podcast that she launched, The Clever Lazy Dentist, based on some ideas she came up with in our Brain Body Business Bali retreat. Ultimately, Sue said, I've got $115,000 to enter my account in the next 2 weeks, which is amazing. So what if I said to you, go on a holiday and I'll make all this happen for you in your business too? Of course, you're going to say, yes, please, Jody, I definitely would love that to happen. But you and I both know that I can't do it for you. In fact, there's a great book by Grant Cardone. If you need to kick up the backside, this is a good one to get. And he talks about the fact that the reality is everyone knows what to do, but most people can't be asked. Action is what sets people apart. Most people that watch this will do nothing with it, but a small percentage, it's 5%, and I'll show you how that 5% works out in a moment, will do something with it and they'll get the results. This is why most people don't get results, because they're not prepared to take massive action. So here's the thing. A lot of people will do nothing. Go, okay, whatever. And most people won't even watch the full video and be where you are right now. So well done. You are ahead of the majority. Some people will retreat, and that's a good thing. And what he means by that is you go, okay, oh, I didn't realize that you wouldn't do it all for me, Jody, and that I would have to do some of the stuff. Oh, I can't be bothered. It's not for me. I'm not going to start a business. So they'll retreat and step away. And that's good. Don't do it if it's not right for you. A lot of people will take average action. You go, okay, this is probably one of the most popular things that people do. Go, well, that was pretty good. I'll have a chat with someone. I'll maybe tweak a few things with my pricing, but then I'll continue down my path, getting distracted by shiny new things, falling into free funnels and trying to find the answers myself. And you know what? While we're taking that average action, we're actually doing a lot of high effort, low reward stuff. The people who win in business and in life are the ones who actually take massive action. They're not the ones that go, oh, I just need to dip my toe in the water first. Oh, I just need to test and see and, play carefully, tread carefully. The secret to winning in business is actually showing up and taking some big, massive risks, putting all your chips in and saying, you know what, I'm ready to roll. Let's make this happen. And I'm not saying be an idiot and gamble, but I'm saying if you want to build a business and you're not prepared to either invest in yourself or invest in getting the help that you need, then I wouldn't recommend moving forward in building a business in the first place, because you obviously don't take it seriously enough. If you want to build an asset that's going to make you $120,000 a year or more, then you need to get invested in yourself, in your business, in your ideas, in some help, in some guidance, in the step-by-step plan to do it. Let's look at these stats. So these are real stats. We run webinars, about 150 people register, less than 30% show up. That's not because ours are crap, that's actually industry standard. We'll get about 45 people show up. Less than 20% will complete the pre-work. So often we'll send out some pre-work and say, by the way, and send it to Jody before you get on. And so out of 150 people, we're now down to like 7 people who are really prepared to take massive action and actually do the stuff that's laid out in front of them. Most people can't be asked. 95% of the population do very little or nothing at all. And so here's the thing, you get to choose. Do you want to create a life amongst the 5%? Now, if you do, I would love to help you get there. I have a really great track record of helping people achieve exactly that. And so you can see below the program, 7 Steps to 6 Figures, is an incredible way to get started on this journey. This is a results-focused, high-value program. It's basically a program that's designed to help you Design, launch, and fill your own high value coaching program in just 7 weeks. Now, I know that sounds crazy. We had someone join last year, or this year, 2020, Liz, and she thought, right, I'll do the program, I'll get a sense of it, and maybe in the next six months, I'll get a program off the ground. She said, Jody, oh my God, I felt like I was on the craziest roller coaster. It was exciting and scary all at once. In 7 weeks, I had my program up and filled and running, and she couldn't believe it. She was literally like, I totally was prepared to spend 6 months getting it all done. What I taught her blew her mind. And so when you join 7 Steps to Six Figures, we're going to measure where you are right now. I'm going to talk you through the 7 elements of lifestyle business. You're going to get to understand these deeply, and you're going to do the lifestyle business audit. And you're going to probably start with some low scores. So you're going to get something that's, maybe down here, maybe out here. But either way, it's not going to be massive scores. We're also going to dive into, as I said before, not just the stuff around your lifestyle business, but we're going to look into your leadership scores and your life scores as well. And once we have that benchmark, we are going to do the work to fill in the gaps of where you need to be in order to achieve that 6-figure business. And this is a journey that is broken down into 7 comprehensive weeks where I share with you well over $6,000 worth of cool stuff. In fact, you can read down below all of the inclusions. It is massive. There are my proposal contracts in there. There are our calculators, our audits, our tools, our agreements, everything that we've used in our business. You can have those examples so that you can get your business set up and off the ground. The other thing that we're doing in this round, in fact, the program normally sells for $1,500, and that's as an evergreen program. So this program, I shouldn't be sitting here, is $1,500 normally, and it's being redesigned as we speak to tick over and have people just go through it, follow the steps. It's very prescriptive, it's very step-by-step, it's very easy, it's very templated, but it also coaches and guides you to put your own magic in it. Basically, this program has been designed to be your foolproof strategy to success. And in the January version, I'm actually going to do it live. So we're doing a Jumpstart to kick off, to celebrate the fact that 2020 was my client's best year in business ever. I'm giving you a half off code. So you can get in for $750. You'll need to click through and go all the way to the cash register. And then you will actually need to type in, let's not make that red because we don't want to psychologically have you stop. We're going to make it green. We want to psychologically get you to go. Green light, type in half off, take massive action. And this is not really a huge investment compared to what you get. And I will say this, my friend, if you are thinking of starting a business and you really are serious about it, but you're umming and ahhing over $750 for a 7-week program that gives you all of the tools you need to design your high value program, plus live coaching, then I would suggest that maybe it's not for you. Like, I don't think you should be in this industry because you clearly have some massive money blocks. And if you don't take yourself seriously enough to invest $750, then I think you are going to struggle. And I don't say that to be mean. I say that as a reality check, because $750 is half of the price of a program that is already very affordable at $1,500. I'm in masterminds where you pay $2,500 a month every month just for the privilege to be in there. And the moment you stop paying, all of the content gets shut off. So this is very good quality content that you have lifetime access to, plus coaching with me. And here's a bit of a bonus that I've thrown in. And this is, again, to celebrate the success of 2020 being an amazing year for my clients. I'm giving away, and I've never done this before, one $7,000 business scholarship. But do you know what? Do you want to know the best thing about this? You don't need to win the scholarship, because when you join this program, you will make around $7,000 or more in those 7 weeks. So if you join it, you follow the steps, you make your 7.5 grand in those 7 weeks, and you win the $7,000 scholarship, you've just leveraged your money like crazy. So you can get all of the information below. It's pretty straightforward. Have a read through it. This is a no-brainer type deal if you want more clients, and I'm talking just a handful of quality clients. You want more cash flow, you want more free time in your life, and you want a business that's truly going to set you free. The only decision you have to make now is, are you going to go it alone or are we going to do it together? I hope that I'll get to see you on the inside. Let's build a business where you get to love what you're doing and make great money along the way. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in January when it all kicks off. Bye-bye.